Um, so yeah, we are live. This is the Woman Agenda with Raju, and this is a special interview with Alaura Lovelight. Have I said that right?
Yes, yep.
Yeah, who is a very talented music artist. And first of all, how are you today?
I'm good. I'm excited to be here. Thank you for having me.
Fantastic. Yeah, this is came about like I think about a week or so ago. On there. Uh, Usually, I do get artists on board, but over the last few weeks, due to a few restraints and a few schedule problems with a few people and myself, I've not had any artists on board. But it's great to have uh, a music artist on board. Yourself, I can see obviously you have been very busy with your music,
Very busy.
and I've not really checked your stuff work out, but what I've checked on Facebook and Spotify, your music, your this is your debut single. Is Would that be right?
Yep. With yes, with this whole it's a whole new look and everything like that. This is the first one we put out. Yeah.
And the response has been amazing. I mean,
Great.
first single,
Yes.
is it called is Erotica? Erotica?
Eroticy. Yep.
Erotica, Erotica.
Yes.
Okay. And it's had a really, really massive response. The Your first debut single, to be honest. I mean, you must be really pleased with this.
I'm very happy. A lot of hard work went into it, and a lot of people worked really hard on making the song and recording in the studio, and creating the visual for the video. And so we released it in September, and it's gotten amazing response. It's playing all over the US, it's playing internationally, it's in the UK, it's in Canada. I think I heard it's in Germany. Those are the places I know about, but I definitely get little messages and phone calls from all over, and it's amazing. I'm so thankful, and I'm really excited about the response that it's getting from all different
Yeah,
types of people. Yeah.
fantastic. Yeah, absolutely, absolutely. I mean, I was very, very, so not so just surprised, but I was amazed by the response.
Thank you.
Um, and that's great because obviously, if you started so well on your first single, that will
Yeah,
give you a lot of confidence going on to your next singles, releasing them.
for
Okay,
sure.
knowing that you're already, you're doing so much right. So
Thank you.
obviously, you already have a really good platform already now,
Yes.
and a connection with the viewers and listeners on there. So uh, how did you get into, if we start from the beginning, first of all, how did you get into music? I can see you've talked a bit about it via online, I can see, but how did you actually get into the music scene? And
Yeah, well, there's two different kind of answers to that. I got into music as a kid. My mom, she was a fantastic piano player, or not was, she still is a fantastic piano player. And she taught me how to play piano from a very early age. I always was very intrigued by the piano. I loved it. There was one in my house. So ever since I can remember, my mother playing the piano, and I just wanted to do that and be like her. And so that's where my like music started for me. And it was part of my life ever since then. When I was little, I played the piano. Then I was in kind of church choir and things like that. And then in high school, I was in charge of music, a lot of music programs in school. Then I went to school for music. And then the second part of that question, you said, how did I kind of get into the industry? And after I had gone to college for music, I moved to LA, and I worked for a film composer, a very prominent film composer. And I was actually writing film scores and assisting with that, which I love doing and I still love doing to this day. But the people that I were working with, that they were about 10 years older than me at the time. And I thought, if I'm going to spend 10 years kind of just being an assistant or things like that, I would like to try my own career. So that's kind of how I branched off into artistry. I had a lot of really amazing opportunities early on to work in studios and record in studios, ever since, even during college, I was able to do all those things and get a lot of hands-on experience, which is a huge blessing and definitely contributed to where I'm at today.
Yeah, well, that's really great. That is. So you had a lot of support then to get you into the music scene. So who was the primary person who gave you the support? Was he your mom or was it?
Yeah, I would say my mom is the one who very early on I was very intrigued by the way she played the piano and how good she was at it. And I think that music always kind of just called me. I really loved the piano. My mother said I never really would like bang on the piano. She said I was very intentional about what the keys sounded like and one at a time and things like that. I mean, as like a 4-year-old, very little. And so she's definitely the one who kind of she never forced me into music. I just always loved it. And that's kind of where it started.
Yeah,
Yeah.
so it was your own decision in getting into music, which is absolutely fine, which is
Yeah.
great. Obviously, you could make your decision, and you want to get into music. But so, who when you wanted, you knew this was your decision. You wanted to get into music. How did you like start into music? Who helped? Anybody help you in the music industry?
Yeah, a few people along the way. It started, of course, with taking piano with my mom, and then I got to an age where I was like, I don't want to do that. So she sent me to a different music teacher, and I would take piano with them. And then I think that my first experience getting into like the industry was working in LA, and it was anything you can think of and imagine about like Hollywood and film composing. That's what it was. And it was definitely a crash course. I say I learned a lot more. Like college was very good for technical understanding of music theory. But I say that my biggest learning experience was working with this studio and being an assistant to this really big film composer, and celebrities coming in, and working with directors and producers and music supervisors. That was really my first like taste of, even though it wasn't specifically artistry, it was still industry, and it was still learning how to make phone calls to directors and make phone calls to really important people, and ask for certain opportunities. And it put me in a great position to really learn how to leverage, myself as an artist.
So did you have to like give them any samples of your music, or did they listen to you?
I did. I had, excuse me, I met this film composer I met at a conference, and just kind of being the bold person I am, I said, "Do you hire interns?" And he was like, "Yeah, sometimes." He was like, "Call my assistant," and I kind of called until they let me come work for them. And I showed up in LA, and it was like mid college, and it was fun. I just drove my car out to LA. My mom was like, "Is this internship paid?" I'm like, "I don't know." But it worked out, and it was a great opportunity. And I ended up working there on and off for about 2.5 years, which is, like I said, a lot of studio experience, a lot of recording experience, a lot of learning programming, and things that I think a lot of artists don't. Well, I can't say that because I can't speak for everybody, but I think that that's kind of an extra superpower to have, to know how to do the music technically, and also to know how to do the programming and the engineering. And I got to learn all of those things while I was working with this film composer, Christopher Young. Yeah. He wrote music for like Runaway Jury and The Grudge and movies like that, scary, like horror movies. So it was fun. Yeah.
All right, okay, wow, that's great. On there, so regarding this single, so you've how many singles are in this? Is it like a whole album you released? Is it like an
So EROTICY is a single. It came out in September. And then we'll probably release another single come February or March. And
Right.
then I will do a whole project. I'm hoping to do that summer-ish time, June. But I'm really excited about the response that EROTICY is getting. And so I'm not like, almost every interview I do, they're like, what's next? And I'm like, well, I have a projection of what I'd like to do, but EROTICY is just getting so much great love and attention that I want to kind of savor every moment of that, every interview. It was such a great record from start to finish, from writing it to doing the music video to releasing it and now doing interviews and radio. It's been really fun every single step along the way. So yes, yes, the answer is yes. The whole project is coming, but right now it's just EROTICY, and I'm really thrilled with that.
And how? I mean, yeah, I'm presuming you're promoting, like I can see on your Facebook page, you're promoting on Facebook, and the response has been really good on Facebook. And are you like on Twitter, Instagram?
I'm not really on Twitter, although I would like to be because I like the idea of like one thought of
Yeah,
inspiration. But I would say Instagram is my main kind of bread and butter right now. I just, especially like as an artist with a lot of visual things going on, Instagram is kind of the place for that.
yeah.
And I like connecting with people on Instagram. Find it really easy. Also Facebook. Like you said, my Facebook gets a great response, and wherever people are connecting to me, I'm trying to connect to them back. So definitely Instagram and Facebook. Which, if people want to come find me, it's at Alaura Lovelight on both of those platforms. And I do respond to all the messages. I respond to all the comments. I think
Wow.
it's great. I love sharing this part of the journey with people, and seeing their response, and enjoy it. That's the whole point. So, yeah.
Wow. That must, I mean, that must take a lot of effort to reply to so many people. But that's nice that you do that.
Yeah,
Because obviously then you have this personal, you have a connection with those listeners
for sure.
who are obviously following you, who probably are have purchased your music, and and they probably have seen your video on YouTube as well. And how's the response been on YouTube? Your video when you
Great, great.
Mhm.
We're just about, the video is just about to topple 10,000 views, which I would
Wow.
say is a great accomplishment. I'm very happy with that in the first few months. So a lot of people have responded. A lot of people have enjoyed the interviews that I've been able to do. I think that I've seen a lot of responses on these interviews like, oh, that's so great, and we love the music, and you know um, it's important to me as an artist to not only share the music, but myself as a person, because I think that's how you kind of grow your community and connect to people. So, yeah, every kind of platform has been great. Facebook, Instagram, YouTube, all of those have really been a great new engagement, new response, new following, old following, things like that. So, yeah, it's been fun.
Yeah, absolutely. I think that's important, isn't it? Because if you're an artist of any, whether it's music or writing, and when I've spoken to writers as well, and other areas, if you have like a connection on social media with people, then you can see the response which is coming through,
Right.
and whether that's a feedback or whether that's something that people have loved, and they give you some good comments, that gives you more confidence as well, doesn't it? Really,
Yeah, absolutely.
that you
Absolutely.
that you're doing it right. What you're working on, because obviously it's probably been something you've been working on for quite a while. You're single. Uh,
Yes, absolutely. Yeah, it's been a long journey, but it's all been good. I feel like this, to be honest, like this year has felt like an accumulation of lots of things that I've learned. I was just talking to my brother. I was having a conversation about how it feels like, all in your 20s, you do little things here and there, and you feel like, oh, something you do and you feel like it doesn't work, or you try something and it doesn't achieve what you want, or those
Yeah.
things. And then I feel like I'm in a stage right now where all of those things that I was doing, I'm like, oh, that was for this. Oh, this is for this. Oh, when I did that and it didn't really work, I still learned this, which now I'm using here. So all of those things are really working out, and I'm very thankful for that.
Yeah, yeah. There are a lot of stuff which one does, and then obviously some stuff works, and some stuff doesn't work. Obviously, it's great. Obviously, you wanted to be a musician, an artist, music artist, and it's been a good start for you, and obviously you have a good platform. I can see you've done some other stuff. When we do get back to your music, you've been doing. Is it you've been doing some kind of a course or something? Is
Sorry,
that
can we just pause for 1 second?
yeah?
Are you kitchen?
Sorry, yeah. I was seeing something online that you were doing some kind of a course, or was it something to do with the? Is it like a teen course which you're doing or something for
Yeah. I teach teen
the
girls
girls? Is that
how
right?
to sing and use their stage presence. It's been a great course. I've really enjoyed doing it. They basically, the whole course is to use singing, songwriting, and performance to teach teen girls how to improve their confidence and how to kind of build basic life skills like public speaking, things like that. When I was a teen, I was very shy, I was very uncomfortable. And I've found working and coaching these young girls has been such a great experience for me. It's been really fun. I started kind of talking to these young girls and coaching them, and I was realizing, wow, like these girls are just like I was, and shy and kind of insecure, but yeah, and they really love music. And I find that, like, when they're encouraged with their music, and when we build on that, that they get to feel better about themselves and build their confidence, and do that. So it's been a beautiful thing. I really enjoyed doing and working with them.
That's really nice that you did something like that. I mean, because when I saw that, I thought that's really nice that you've started your music and you've still been managed to take some time out to do that, and you've already probably helped so many of these teens in the music.
Yeah, I hope so.
So that must be really beneficial to them, because obviously um, not many people are are able to, or maybe when they become busy, then they don't find the time or schedule to do something like that.
Right. Right. Yeah. I mean,
Because
they've been great to work with, and when, like you said, when they find the time and when they decide, oh, they're going to commit to working on their craft, it's really great. I've seen a lot of beautiful transformations with the girls.
yeah, absolutely, that's absolutely fantastic. And so yeah, and when you release this single, how, I mean, because as you know, obviously down in America and everywhere, with the COVID-19 situation, has it been hard to promote your music, and how have you been doing it? Is it all online promotion or?
No, actually, it's been great because, I mean, yes, of course, everything with COVID has kind of created, you have to create, you have to be creative basically, and
Yeah,
find workarounds. But I would say we did everything kind of with a very small crew to begin with. The writing of the song was very small. The recording sessions were, less than 5 people. And then the filming of the video was less than, I think we had 6 people on set. So we've been able to create in a space where we would still get the result we wanted, but still have the opportunity to film like we want to and record like we want to. And then thank God for the internet. Seriously, it's been
Yeah,
awesome to be able to like do interviews. I actually think it's opened up a lot of things for artists because people have gotten really creative about how do I do my podcast, or like how do I interview people, or anything. And I feel like a lot of people have gotten super creative about Skype and about doing things online. So
yeah,
like we have the opportunity to have an interview and we're thousands of miles apart, and that's so cool to me. And so, in regards to that, I don't think it has limited the release. I think it actually has been a really beautiful thing for me to be able to connect with so many people around the world, because everybody's kind of tapping into this, wave with the internet. I mean, the internet's been around, not that, but with lots of people are learning how to
yeah,
do video chat and Skype and record remotely and all of that, which has been really cool.
yeah. Because I think the Zoom and the Skype and because a lot of people are obviously doing interviews, like you said, the podcast and stuff, that has opened up different revenues to doing the interviews. So it's made it a bit easier, and obviously with the COVID-19, that's helped doing it this way um,
Yeah.
on there. But have you been able to perform or?
I haven't recorded. I haven't performed probably in about a year and a half, which is very unusual for me. But yeah, I finally think that in the spring and in the summer that we're going to be able to do that. So I look forward to performing live. It's luckily been a season of putting out live, like it's been a season of releasing music, which I can do totally on my own. And now that we're getting to a season of playing live shows, I think that that's perfect timing with what I'm doing with my music.
Yeah, yeah, absolutely. So is it like obviously you must have like a is it like a group of musicians you use?
Yeah, every once in a while, I have like certain musicians in certain places around the country that I use. So I have a band in LA, I have a band in the tri-state area. So yeah, when we get there, there will definitely be, certain musicians who come to certain shows, depending on where the show is. Yeah.
Okay, that is very useful then, because obviously you have, if you have it on different areas, it's not like they have to travel, um, that much. There, if they're in that area, then yeah, that definitely that must help you then.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
So obviously, whereabouts are you exactly
I'm
based?
right outside of New York City.
Oh, New York. Okay, New York City.
Yeah.
Right, right. Okay. Wow, that's absolutely great. And the main genres of your music, or do you try anything, or?
Yeah, this new record is a little bit more upbeat. It's definitely more of a club dance kind of vibe than I've ever done before. But yeah, so I'm excited about trying new music and all of that. Previously I've done more like a jazz, sultry, slow R&B thing. And but yeah, the record that I'm going to be putting out this year in 2022, I would say will be a mixture of R&B and soul and more club dance vibe, stuff like that. So yeah, we're trying to kind of spice everything up. Yeah.
Wow, that's absolutely great. And so you're trying different genres of music, uh, and you're seeing obviously. So there's nothing which particular you're going on at the moment where you're saying, okay, this is my strength. You don't mind trying different stuff.
I actually try to make myself do everything new because I think it makes you a better artist. I think it makes you more well-rounded. I think
Yeah.
that um yeah, it definitely helps me. I've tried to like really try to branch out on all sorts of creativity and all sorts of artistry and everything. So yeah, I would say I although it's uncomfortable, I try to make myself do as many different venues and shows and types of music and playing live and playing with a DJ and playing with a band and as many different things that I can do to make myself a better artist. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, absolutely. It's about testing yourself, I guess, isn't it really?
Right.
As an artist, and seeing that what kind of stuff you can do. So is it your own material? Are you writing yourself?
Yes, yes, it is my own material that I write myself. Eroticy was written with another co-writer, but yeah, a lot of it I do myself. I do the orchestration. I'll write the parts. Eroticy was a very hands-on kind of team effort, but I always have a hand in writing and helping produce or the vision, so to speak, of everything from the song to the lyrics to the video, all of that.
And what about your social media then? Is that yourself which promotes it, or is it do you have like a team who does the social media promotion?
I mean, I definitely have a team behind me who definitely helps facilitate, you know, interviews and social media and all of that. There's definitely like a whole team effort to make sure that this is going in the right direction and reaching as many people as we can reach. So, yeah, it's collaborative. All of it's collaborative. I try to, like I said, when it's like responding to people and stuff, it's me. It's definitely me. For real. It's not somebody on my account. So, yes, that part I try to do. I try to delegate the parts that I don't need to be involved in. And then so that I have time for the parts that is important for me to actually be connecting with people and all of that.
Yeah, because no, that's great that you do it yourself, and obviously people then realize, okay, this is the real Alaura Lovelight, which is responding back. Because
Yeah.
I guess there are some which they do have people who respond for them as
I
well.
know. Well, and there's like there will be a
But
point. Sorry about that. You
yeah,
froze. But there will be a point where, like, yeah, of course, I can't respond to a million messages, but I'll always try to respond to as many as I can, and B, I hope that people who are really coming to the shows and buying tickets and buying the music and I really want to have a connection with those people because as an artist, people like that feel like they have a connection to you because you put yourself out there and you're putting your music out there and yourself out there and yourself in interviews. So people really start to feel like they get to know you. And it's important that if my music or my artistry or myself as a person is impacting people that I'm, that's not equal, but like that's a relationship that's both that they feel like, oh yeah, I really know her and I really care about her artistry, but she really cares about us and she really cares about me, and that's important.
yeah, absolutely. It's like a personal touch, isn't it, with the viewers, the listeners,
Yeah.
so they know that it's not just about that they're listening to the music. It's about you're taking your time out to try to respond to them back,
Right, right.
and stuff. Yeah, absolutely. So that does that definitely does definitely help both ways. Uh, and so at the moment, this is so. Do you? I mean, do you get any time, or is there any time which you can say you do have time off? Or
I don't really. I'll say this: I do take time for myself. I think self care is very, very important. I don't. time off is like a hard it's hard for me because I love what I do. I love doing music. I
Yeah,
love being in the studio. I love working with my girls that I coach. So I don't feel the need to have time off because I love everything I'm doing. But I would say that I am very intentional about taking time for myself and doing things that I think are self care. And I like to meditate every day. That's important to me. I like to spend time like working out and being healthy. That's important to me. So those are my like not music things that I still try to take the time to do, and spend time with my family and all of that. Yes.
yeah, yeah, absolutely. Yeah, because for a lot of musicians, music is not a job; it's more like a hobby as well. At the same time,
Yeah. I mean, yeah, it's the dream for sure.
dream. It's a dream that you obviously you wanted to do, and now you're able to do it.
Right. Right.
So it's obviously that gives you that extra that the satisfaction that you're doing something which you wanted to do. Uh, on the and where can people find your music if they want to purchase it?
Yeah. Right now, honestly, if you Google EROTICY, Alaura Lovelight, you're bound to find it. But if you want to find the single EROTICY, you can go to, I'm sure we'll have some links for you on this video, but you can go to Apple Music and look up EROTICY. You can go to Spotify and look up EROTICY. It is on most all streaming platforms. So if you have, Pandora or Deezer or Tidal, or it's on all of those. As well, you can find the video on YouTube. So just look up EROTICY by Alaura Lovelight. And then find me, please, and connect with me. I love to chat with new people and find new people who are enjoying the music. That's really special to me. So at Alaura Lovelight on Instagram is probably the number one way. And then you can go to Facebook and find me at Alaura Lovelight. Also, my company website where I have courses and coaching and all of that is at lovelightmusic.com. And we'll have a link for you for that as well. But lovelightmusic.com is where you can kind of find like all things that are in the umbrella of my company. So my music will be there, and I do a course for musicians. So I teach other musicians kind of how to take their independent artistry and build a career out of it and make an income. And that's one of the things I offer. And then also with the Teen Girls course, I do that online. So anybody can partake in that. And that's available at lovelightsoundmusic.com. And also you can reach our team at lovelightmusic.com. There's a phone number, there's an email. If you have questions or anything like that, you can definitely reach out to us. So
Wow, you do so much stuff. That's absolutely amazing. That
it's
is.
all fun. So I just keep doing it.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah.
And especially when you enjoy what you're doing, it doesn't feel like work. It doesn't really.
No,
Um, uh,
never.
Absolutely. So we'll have all the links, guys, on the video, in the description. All the links will be there where you can purchase Laura's music, and obviously you can go onto her social media and interact with her as well. On there. Yeah, so we've obviously spoken about your music, and on there, is there any plan? I mean, obviously we're near the end of the year now, so is there any plans going forward for any overseas tours, or is it going to be hard at the moment with the COVID-19 situation?
I hope we can sneak it in there in 22. That's my goal. I just did another podcast interview with someone from the UK, and they're
Yeah.
like, "You got to come here," and I was like, "Definitely!" Like in 2022, that would be a major goal. I would love to come overseas and do some shows. Absolutely.
Yeah, absolutely. I was saying that to someone who had interviewed before, who's a country music singer, and I was saying to her as well, when are you coming to the UK? And on the but yeah, it's at the moment obviously it's easier said than done because obviously every country they're going through a difficult
I know it's all
situation.
different.
It's very awkward at the moment, and you
I
don't know
know.
what's happening month to month at the moment.
Yes.
So you can't really plan that far ahead, I guess.
True. I'm hoping this summer that everything will be kind of in
Better, yeah.
whatever's going on right now, that it'll kind of even out so that we can
Evening out. Yeah,
fun
absolutely.
stuff
That's
this
what I'm
summer.
hoping for. Yeah, absolutely. That's what I'm hoping for as well.
Yeah.
That it gets better for everyone.
Sure.
And then obviously, what time is it down there in the USA? Is it
It
like
is 2:45.
2:45? Okay, yeah.
Yeah.
We're heading towards we're in the evening down in the UK.
Yeah.
Yeah, absolutely. And on there, and I can't. Sometimes when we do these interviews, which, like I say, it's more of I don't even call it an interview. I call it more like just an interaction with an artist, and they're telling about their life and stuff. That the time sometimes goes really, really quick. And this is, I guess, one of those where the time's going really quick.
Yeah.
Yeah, absolutely. So what are the plans today? Do you have, like, you're doing something else after this, or?
Yeah. Yeah, I try to do my music on the weekends. I try to work on some music. I try to do some content as much as I can, and kind of responding to people if I can. If I have some downtime, I like to do that.
Yeah,
So yeah, Christmas is coming, so I'm just getting ready for the holidays. Yeah.
yeah, absolutely. And when you were saying about your next music, so you're working on your next single at the moment, or is that completed, or?
Yeah, I have quite a bit of music that's kind of rough drafted for the project that I'd like to put out this next year. So I would say that we'll probably be in the studio doing the new single in January. Yeah, so it's written, it's kind of rough drafted, but it's not 100%. So we'll do that, and then soon after that, we'll do a music video for that one as well. Yeah, because we're getting such a great response the way EROTICY was done, by recording it and doing a music video and releasing it like that. That would be my goal for the next one as well. And then buy myself some time to kind of finish the whole album.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, you can see the response once you type your name on Google. There's a lot of information which comes
There is,
on
yes.
Google, and there's some really good articles, obviously, about yourself and um, about your success in music, in the singer, which will, I'm sure, inspire a lot of people who want to get into music um, at an early age. So, is there any title for this album? Which is there a title for the album at the moment?
Nothing. I definitely have some ideas, but
Yeah,
nothing set in stone yet that I am ready to kind of like commit to and put out into the world. There's a lot of ideas kind of floating around, um, based on like the energy of the record. And I'm excited about all of those pieces, about deciding on the name. And I like to be very specific about even the order of tracks on the record. So yeah, it's about to be a really fun 2022. I'm very excited for all of the next steps.
yeah, absolutely. And we definitely look forward to your music coming out
Thank you.
as well. And obviously, when we post everything on there, we obviously will obviously inform your team regarding that. So yeah, absolutely. I mean, it's we've already discussed a lot about your music, and which is very interesting. And you're doing so many courses to help people, which must be really beneficial to those artists and to the teens, which you're doing as well. Regarding that, is there anything you want to say to the viewers?
I hope that they'll find me and connect with me. I hope that they like the song. I hope that they'll tune in. Now is an exciting time, I think, to tune in, because a lot of really exciting things are about to happen in 2022. And I think it's fun for, like, people love to discover an artist before like the world discovers them, right? And
Yeah,
so this is that time. I think that it's been fun for people to say, oh, we've loved watching you kind of transform as an artist, or your look has changed and we're so excited, or your sound has changed. It's been fun, I think, for other people to follow and feel like they're a part of that, feel like, oh yeah, I knew her and I've been following her. And so I hope that that all your viewers are welcome on my page, on my website, on the Facebook. I would love to connect with the people. I hope to see everybody at future shows, and yeah, all of that.
Yeah, absolutely. And we look forward to seeing as well in the forthcoming, hopefully in 2022. But yeah, absolutely. Definitely big plans, I'm sure, ahead for you and your music. And like I said, the response I've seen on Spotify, including one of the examples, Spotify, the response has been really, really great. The response on
Thank you.
Spotify as well,
Thank you.
where people have been, listening to your music and stuff. So yeah, absolutely, it has been great on there. Like I said, guys, obviously subscribe to the Woman Agenda channel, and the channel is about promoting female talent in music, books, every area, and women who have made it. So we will be trying to bring them on board on the channel. Yeah. So basically, yeah, I mean, uh, this is one of those interviews which I wish could continue, to be honest.
Okay, don't worry. Next single, we'll have another chat.
Definitely, and I will try to obviously try to add you on either one of the channels. I'm not really that good on Instagram, I'll be honest. I'm
That's
on there, but
Find me on
yeah,
Facebook.
Facebook, yeah, Facebook. I'm obviously I will try to add you on social media, and obviously try to get you back on for your next single, music single, and obviously we can definitely chat about your music and your new music and so much stuff. Definitely, that would be absolutely uh, amazing for the views out there. I'm sure.
Yeah.
Yeah, absolutely. On that, this has definitely been a pleasure. Alaura Lovelight, thank you very much for taking out the time for us and coming on board on Agenda, the podcast, the channel. And guys, and obviously, guys, please do include the likes and the comments on the video. And obviously, like I said before, the links for Alaura Lovelight, how to purchase her music, will be on the description. So check it out on there. It will be all on there, and her social media links will be on there. Alaura, thank you very much.
Thank you for having me. It's really been a pleasure. Thank you for having me. It's been so fun.
And have enjoy the rest of your Sunday and going ahead.
I will. Thank you. You too.
Thank you very much.
Thanks.